What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about two weapons that got buffed this morning in Fortnite Simpsons season, and that is going to be the Deodorant Applicator and the Cobalt Slingshot. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like some more, comment down below what you think of these changes, and if you guys would like to use my code in the item shop, it is EvolvedJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So this morning, Fortnite status posted that both the Deodorant Applicator and the Cobalt Slingshot have been buffed because these weapons were underperforming. Both of these changes were pretty minor though, and I think how you felt about the weapons prior to the buff is probably going to be how you feel about them even after the changes. The Deodorant Applicator got its damage increased by 1, so the legendary version will now do 14 damage, and the epic version will do 13 damage, which doesn't sound like a lot of damage on paper, but the way the fire rate of this weapon works, it is incredibly fast, so you do deal damage to enemies incredibly quickly. And while using it today, I quite enjoyed it, but this was an item I already kind of enjoyed using, even though it wasn't my preferred item to use. It's good, but not great. That's kind of how I felt about it before, and that's how I still feel about it. With how the Simpsons season plays out, though, a lot of players are kind of struggling to find an accurate weapon because they don't like dealing with like Bloom, the third-person weapon, like spread over time as you shoot. And if you are someone who's been in that camp, I would recommend trying this weapon with an open mind because it is perfectly accurate in the sense that there's no Bloom or spread, and there's pretty much no recoil as well. And while the damage is really low, the fire rate is incredibly high, and that makes up for it. And you would be surprised, I feel like, in a lot of cases, how quick you can actually melt enemies with this deodorant gun. I have liked it a lot in situations where, like, I'm chasing people that are shockwaving away, or I'm shockwaving onto somebody, because it also has perfectly accurate hip fire. So you could just hip fire this in the air, whether you're shockwaving onto an enemy or shockwaving to chase somebody, and actually get pretty consistent damage on them. And with how this season plays, I'm sure a lot of you have kind of been in those situations where you have an enemy incredibly weak, and then they're just like shockwaving away, shockwaving away, shockwaving away, and you're trying to chase them. And trying to spray from the air with something like an AR is a bit of a struggle, and so this deodorant gun is pretty good. And even in mid-range, I think it's pretty solid. It's not going to really stand up to like the Mr. Blasty or the infantry rifle, but compared to the other ARs at range, the fact that you could just consistently land shots with this, I think, makes it actually kill pretty quick, even if the damage isn't the greatest. And then it also kind of has the weird electrocution effect that applies to enemies. I don't know if this actually interrupts anything they're trying to do, but it does make it like weird and awkward for them to deal with. Like just getting shot by this can kind of throw you off because of that animation. So it's like another little benefit for it. But as I said, this +1 damage buff, it's not like a night and day difference. It's not going to make it like the most overpowered greatest item in the game. If you liked it before, you'll still like it. If you didn't like it before, you probably won't like it now, but like I said, I would recommend trying it with an open mind. I think the fact that it is kind of like a weird weapon and not like a regular bullet weapon does turn some people off to it, but this thing is actually really, really good. The Cobalt Slingshot was also improved today, and this is an item that I didn't really enjoy using it when it initially came out, and I still don't really enjoy using it. The Slingshot AoE damage, so that's the area of effect damage if you don't hit an enemy, was increased from 50 to 58. So you got 8 more damage on that. Maybe be a little bit better for like knocking people off of cover. But with how slow the fire rate of the Slingshot is, it's not really like spammable to just like keep hitting somebody behind cover and like really, really force them out. And the way the damage of this item works is you have the area of effect damage, you have the direct impact damage, and then you also have 5 damage over time for anybody who sits in like the radioactive cloud. The direct impact damage was not changed, but it was kind of. So the way it worked before is you got 50 AoE damage and 15 direct impact damage, and then that would combine to be 65 if you hit somebody dead on. Since the AoE damage was increased today, you like improved that equation, but the 15 damage you get for hitting somebody is still 15. It's just the direct impact damage went from 65 to 73 because you have that combined total. So if you hit someone dead on, you know, you get solid damage, but this is still not a weapon I enjoy using. And with how much we have in the loot pool that's like worth carrying, this item really isn't it. There's going to be situations where it's really solid and it's really good. and like just knocking somebody off of cover, or knocking somebody out of a bush with it, forcing somebody out of a bush with it, is really high value. But it's just not spammable enough to be like useful for that all the time. I feel like the explosive repeater we had in the past did a similar thing and even hit weaker, but since you could just keep firing it and the fire rate was much higher, I think it was better for forcing people off of cover. Since this one is a like slow fire rate, I really don't think it's that great for forcing people off of cover. And as I've said, most of the time I've used it, I've just felt like inconvenienced by it. But if you really enjoyed it before, got a little buff, that's good for you. Also, last week, Fortnite did increase the spawn rate of the Slingshot, the Deodorant gun, and the Moe's 5 gun. So if you do really enjoy using these items, or you do really want to try them, the spawn rate was recently increased, so you should be seeing them a little bit more frequently. But the spawn rate change wasn't so significant that it's like every single chest you open is this, just a little more frequent than it was before. But that is going to be it for this video. We will be getting a like major like actual update tomorrow. They just did this weapon balance change today. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh. Can I please just exist? Bro. Right, where is this loot? Right here. Need to Legos out the bunkers? Yep. It's a Ranger shotgun. No, man. My thing overheated, but I didn't know it overheated because I was in the car. Why is he so healthy? Gun can only work in your hands? Really? I feel like it's like so easy to use. Like it has no recoil or anything. No bloom. Oh wait, I think there was more shocks. Yeah. I was gonna say, I think there was more shocks in that bush right there. Type gun get buffed? Yeah, they just buffed it this morning. It's still like, I don't know, it still feels like the same to me. Like if you didn't like it before, you probably won't like it now. I already kind of liked it, but didn't prefer to use it. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, too. It's that out. Let's go. I got the radioactive punch lunge. My new back bling.